It's only been a couple of days since Joe Biden pardoned Hunter, but it seems like it's been forever. We have been talking about this nonstop, and I realize I am to blame here, but when you have Charlamagne the God coming on The View, how can I pass that up? And not to mention, we're going to have a little scuffle between him and Whoopi Goldberg. But before we get to these clips, please like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, et cetera, as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, you know, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, oh, you know, nobody's above the law, I respect, you know, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a
No,
sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that they're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground.
Listen,
they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. You don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're mad.
No.
If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions and the impartiality of the Department of Justice. Democrats ran on that. This same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls?
So Charlamagne's point is actually pretty good. Joe Biden didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to be a hypocrite. He could have sat there and given the canned response, basically that, oh, I don't comment on ongoing proceedings, right? Because obviously Hunter Biden has not been sentenced yet. So you could have gotten out of this whole debacle by simply saying, we're going to wait and see what happens, okay? But instead, as is pointed out there, the Democrats ran on this, right? We're actually the party of law and order. Never mind the wide open borders. Never mind the criminals getting out of jail with no bail, right? We're actually the ones on the side of the people. It's those filthy Republicans who want to enforce the laws. Oh, we got to stop them from coming into office. But Whoopi Goldberg's idea here that, Joe Biden wasn't lying, right? We don't know what he was thinking at the time. And to be honest, I think Joe Biden thought that Kamala Harris was going to come in and then she was going to pardon Hunter, right? So Biden, was he actually lying? He was just looking forward to a scenario where Hunter would be pardoned, just possibly not by him. Therefore, he can have the end result he wants, but at the same time, maintain his truthfulness. And the Democrats, of course, are happy to go along with that. So is that actually a good point raised by Whoopi Goldberg? It might be. I'm perplexed. Should I agree with her? I don't know. But no matter how you spin it, the simple fact that Joe Biden backtracked on his words and came around and said, you know what? I'm pardoning my son for all of these indiscretions dating back 11 years for some odd reason. We don't know why. Right? Yes, he has revealed himself to be a liar and a hypocrite. And that's the long and the short of it.
He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne the God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes, but when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a part in power,
you're
right?
ridiculous.
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would never. I said that. I just think that's.
Think about it. Just think about it this way. Just very quickly, can you reframe it in this way and think about it maybe in this way? The president has the ultimate part in power. Every president has done this, right?
Yeah.
And so what people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful power, his rightful political power, to pardon his son. Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his first term?
Well, I can't say what it is because I'm not in
the moral high ground. Like, what's the faux outrage?
Neither one of them have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like, it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it. We watch Republicans do things wrong and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not.
So I'll go ahead and answer Whoopi Goldberg's question, right? Why do people flip out whenever Joe Biden does something? Because everything he does is wrong, all right? Name one decision that you're proud of Joe Biden for making. I'm sure he may have done something that was kind of good somewhere along the way, but I can't think of it right now off the top of my head because it's overshadowed by wide open borders, by Bidenflation, by funding endless wars. That's what Joe Biden has come to be known for, and that's why everybody is flipping out all the time whenever he does something, because it's always the wrong thing, okay? And Charlamagne makes an interesting point here. Why can't we just listen to each other and talk to each other, be more pragmatic? I would love that. However, we're separated into these two camps because we basically have this two-party system. However, the Democrats are always demonizing Republicans for things we are not doing, for things we are not saying. So what are we saying about the left then? Things they're actually doing, things they're trying to hide. They're always pretending like they represent the working man, like they stand up for middle America, but they don't. All they really care about is the LGBTQ plus movement. All they really care about are the illegal immigrants. All they really care about is control and lining their pockets through government spending, all right? That's exactly what it is. And yes, I realize that Republicans are capable of the exact same thing, but when you look at the numbers, one side, in my opinion, seems to be more guilty of this. And as I mentioned before, the Democrats always attack Republicans for things we didn't do, and the Republicans attack the left for things they're trying to hide. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.